back in about 2003, somebody was sending out spam, just random whatever, messages to people telling them to check out this new innovative site called YouTube. You could put your own videos up there, man. Now, keep in mind, back then, streaming video was almost impossible.
Right.
Almost. No. If you wanted a video from the internet, you could get several minute-long clips if you were willing to wait half a day to download it.
Or unless you were on a university campus with a T1 internet connection.
That's right. You had to have because there was the 56K, but if you went on campus,
you got a T1 line.
Oh, that was huge.
Oh, yeah.
High-speed internet was pretty much non-existent.
Right.
Okay, so I remember somebody saying, check out this site. It's the greatest ever. It's innovative. It's awesome. So I went to it, and I swear, Brian, I'm not even joking. YouTube had less than 100 videos.
Oh! And you didn't create a profile called America or
Smosh
Smosh?
or something like that. Right. In fact, Smosh may have actually been a user there.
You could have been, the username could have been Epic.
It could have been whatever. I mean, it could have been.
By the way, I created a user on
Lonely Girl 15 or something.
Yes. I created a profile on Spreaker. Guess what my name is on Spreaker? Smith. SMYTH.
Okay.
It wasn't taken.
What about Smith Radio?
Well, we have that, but I took.
But
Smith.
you also have Smith.
Yeah.
But it's with a Y.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of. Spreaker didn't have that taken.
You might as well have taken SMITH.
That I'm sure is probably taken.
We should have checked.
Spreaker's huge. So, anyways, you're
copyright Smith Radio.
You're listening to Smith Radio. You can find us every Sunday night, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time at smithradio.com. That's with a Y. Or you follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/smithradio. And if you want to be a part of the show, 513-888-1538. And if you're a Twitter user, follow us on Twitter at Smith Radio on Twitter, and we are talking about gun control, and we're wrapping up the lost details of the Orlando shooter.
Are there lost details at this point?
Yes, there is, because the father served as director and vice president of the mosque his son attended. Authorities described this mosque as, quote, breeding ground for jihadists.
Well, can you explain, is there I almost feel like I wish a moderate Muslim would call in and explain this. I could probably get my friend as a guest to try to explain this to me. Are there lots of mosques that don't breed jihadists? Because it almost seems like that's a part of Islam.
Well,
to ignorant people like us who don't know, we don't go to mosque. We don't know what's in there. And the one Muslim that I'm friends with, he's like the nicest, most peaceful person in the world. His wife, very, very quiet. She only covers her hair.
Okay.
Which you see that a lot too. There's different types. There's some that you can't show anything. It's like you got the whole
kit and caboodle. You got gloves, you got boots, you got
burqa,
the dress, the burqa.
Yeah.
And the screen door over your eyes is so thick you can't see in it. You can't see eyeballs.
Right. And it goes all the way to the ground.
Right. And it could be a man in there. You never know.
If you wanted to pose as a woman, you could certainly throw one over and nobody would know one way or another. But there's a lot of Muslims out there where you see the woman and it's just their hair is totally covered. But just their hair. You can see the whole face. And so why is it that some have to wear the burqa and some don't? Is it like a different denomination?
Well, it's whether you agree with Sharia law. Like some of them agree with Sharia law, and others say Sharia law is not Muslim, but the imams and which are the preachers, if you will, the leaders of Islam, state that Sharia law will be everywhere. Well, apparently there's a whole fraction of Muslims that follow Islam and think that Sharia law isn't real.
It's interesting. There's a big controversy here.
It's weird.
Here's the controversy. Obama assures us that all these Muslim extremists, the ones that are actually killing or at least desire to kill, are planning to kill, or not speaking up on purpose because they endorse it. So there's that group that he claims they're not real Muslims because Islam is a religion of peace, and because they're not peaceful, they're clearly not real Muslims, right? But then they would say these people, what Obama's calling the extremist non-Muslim fake Muslims, they would say all of y'all are the fake Muslims that aren't engaging in the violence because the Quran specifically states that you should be killing infidels and non-believers and gays and stuff like that.
Well, and if you go to the Middle East, the Muslims take gays to the highest building in the city and throw them off the roof. This is all over. I mean, look at technology today. Streaming video. Go to Live Leak. You're going to see a lot of gays falling off, being thrown off roofs.
Really?
Yes.
See, I haven't even gone, because I'll tell you what, I went to Live Leak, and there were other sites in the past that have been shut down because they were that bad.
Well, Live Leak said we will not show real beheadings anymore.
Oh,
they stopped airing heads being severed by...
There was a website I went to a long time ago. I'm trying not to get... I'll keep it as clean as possible.
You sent me there back in the day.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Oh, well, what happened is when I would watch it, it would just this involuntary feeling of wanting to throw up.
Yes!
And it's bad. And it's not because it's gore. It's because you're watching a human being just die. And
right.
It's just
in a gruesome way. But yeah, so
there's something really bad about that.
And like I was saying, they stopped showing beheadings of gays by Buddhists.
What?
Yeah, no, sorry.
That's a typo.
Yeah, that is a typo. No, they were by the Hare Krishna people. They're Christians.
They do that?
Then they were Christians. They're throwing them off. No, there's only one cult. There's only one. People, listen. My wife got into an argument on Facebook with another woman that we go to church with over this.
What was she saying?
She was saying that they're all peaceful. You don't know. These are the extremists.
And there are, like I said, I have a friend that is the nicest, most peaceful person in the world. He knows that I don't believe in what he believes in, and he's totally fine with that.
Right.
He doesn't get into discussions with me about it. I don't get in discussions with him about it, but I would like to because I know him and I know how cool he is and everything like that, I would love for him to explain to me what it is that I don't understand, because I don't understand.
Right. So Bridget Gabriel, if you don't know her, you should follow her. You should find her. She's all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. She's everywhere. She's an incredible wealth of knowledge.
And she grew up in the Middle East.
Yes. And,
Lebanon.
And she was giving a talk at a panel, and they were talking about 9/11, and a Muslim woman made a comment about, we are peaceful. And she went on a tirade and a rant that was epic. There's no question about that. So much so that people started clapping while she was talking. She said, hold your applause for the end. I'm not done.
Oh, wow.
And her whole point was, during the Nazi era, the majority of Germans were peaceful. During Japan's raid, as they butchered their way across China, the majority of Japanese were peaceful. I mean, the majority of all these countries and all these different religions were peaceful, but the peaceful majority are irrelevant. It doesn't even matter because, well, actually, it does matter. Their peacefulness is causing the ones who are not peaceful, the ones who are killing, to continue to kill. You being a peaceful, silent, on the sidelines is causing this snowball effect to perpetuate, the killings to continue. And I know somebody sent me a video this week on Facebook saying, look, 50,000 Muslims come out in solidarity for the killings. They don't want the killings, and they're praying. I don't know, man. I ain't buying it. I'm not buying. I saw the video. I'm not buying it. It could have been anything. It could have been doctored up and put together because Muslims get together and do that at times, and I'm just not buying it. And not only that, what did that accomplish? Nothing.
Probably not anything. It's not going to stop the ones that are killing and want to kill to continue to kill.
So it didn't. Them doing that didn't stop breaking international news. French police chief and his wife hunted down and murdered by a man who pledges allegiance to ISIS. That happened this week. I mean, how you're a police chief and you got hunted down by one man, one lone wolf?
Yeah, they're all lone wolves.
Oh.
There's so many lone wolves. It's almost like a wolf pack.
They could be lonely,
but they're all lone.
They can't be.
Their thoughts are completely independent.
Right, right. So as we dig into this whole mess, if you will, and the title of the show, Hillary Tied to Terror.
How is that? You got to explain that one to me.
Okay, well, this is going to make...
I mean, I know she allowed everybody to die in Benghazi, which was a terrorist attack on an embassy, a consulate, if you will. And some wonder why she would allow them to die. It's almost as if they sent her there. If you look at all the details, it's almost like they're saying, how do we get rid of these people? I know. Let's make them ambassador and we'll make them workers at this embassy, this consulate. And then we'll stoke the flames and maybe kind of prod and get them to kill them all.
Right.
And we'll make sure that we come up with an excuse why we didn't save them. And then they're dead and mission accomplished, right?
Correct.
That's how she kills people.
Yes. Yes, and it's
make no mistake, she is a murderer.
Not only is she a murderer in her negligence, but in her personal life.
She takes credit for the killing of Gaddafi, and when she found out he was dead, she was actually huge smile on her face, celebrating.
Okay. Now, that actually is part and parcel of all of this. Gaddafi was the leader, brutal leader, kind of like Saddam.
And he was connected with terrorism.
Right.
Yeah, he even paid off.
He blew up Pan Am flight. And I know they're not around anymore, folks, but don't worry about it. There was an airline called Pan Am, and he blew up one of the planes and wound up
years later.
Took credit for it, and then years later paid off the families, paid them money and whatnot. But he was a brutal dictator.
And by the way, during George W. Bush's administration, when they found Saddam Hussein in the spider hole and then put him on trial to execute him, Gaddafi said, "You guys, we're opening our doors to the United States to come in and make sure that we don't have weapons of mass destruction because I don't want to be that guy."
Right? They started handing things over. They were handing over weapons. Totally. Yeah.
He said, "We're sorry. We'll never do terrorism again, and also we'll make sure that we're not offensive in any way. So please come in, and you're welcome to come in and look at everything to make sure we don't have anything bad." So thank you, George W. Bush.
Right. So the country of Libya that has lots and lots of oil, and Reagan actually bombed Libya back in the 80s, a secret bombing, trying to kill Gaddafi himself. Unsuccessful. However, I believe he killed his daughter and son-in-law in one of the palaces. But anyways, she killed him and then attempted... I don't know if it's a half-hearted attempt or whatever, that just a debacle, was not able to install a government, wasn't able to do anything. And then rebels who are tied with terror and ISIS,
the Muslim Brotherhood,
right, have pretty much taken over Libya. But it's such a it is a complete and utter civil war in the country of Libya, so much so that companies that want to purchase the crude oil from the country, they don't know who to pay.
That's true.
I got a credit card here. Who I get these?
I got a duffel bag. I got a wheelbarrow full of bars of gold here.
Who am I supposed to throw this at? What are we doing here? So that's on Hillary's watch, also helping to fuel ISIS, as well as the destabilization of Iraq. we're going to pull our troops out. Vote for me, Obama 08. We're going to pull the troops out.